It's one of the big days of the entire year. I hope you're going to enjoy this, the day in the life of a presenter. Come behind the scenes with me on Qipco British Champions Day. Qipco British Champions Day. It's about 8:20 in the morning. I've had my breakfast. You can tell it's a big day. The breakfast room was heaving. A few cheers actually this morning. Done lots of selfies. Now I find myself a quiet corner to get ready. It's already been a busy week building up to a day like today. It's arguably the best day of the whole season. It all starts on Tuesday with a production meeting at 11 o'clock, and then you build to the day. I've spoken to Ruby Walsh, I've spoken to everyone in the build up to it. And now I always ask myself three things ahead of a big show like this. One, what's my audience? Key for any host presenter to know their audience. And today it's going to be around 1 million people watching ITV. My job is to make it relatable and relevant to a big sports audience. Hence, I read all the newspapers. This is my prep here. I've read all the papers. I've circled a load of things. This is a quote I'm going to start with from Greg Wood in The Guardian, actually, talking about today and how the Champion Stakes is the race of the season, one of the best races for a very long time. So I see what people are saying. I think about my audience. The second thing I have to do is get the tone right. And the tone feels very upbeat today. It's a sensational Champions Day. Started in 2011, I reckon this is the best Champions Day. How I'm going to start today is saying this is the best Champions Day there's ever been, really. The weather's helped, it's good ground and so on. So it's know your audience, the tone, and what's the story? What's the story today? Well, I'll tell you what the story is today. Look at the sun, the big bust up, if you like, the Berkshire bust up, how we're going to put it, with Aidan O'Brien here and John Gosden there. Right, Ascot bound. Normally I'd be listening to rubbish music to take my mind off the racing, bit of chill out time. Heart 80s, don't know what that's doing on there. Showing my age. But it's all about getting ready now, getting in that mindset. Such a contrast to when I presented Monday Night Football. I remember the first one I ever did with Gary Neville. I was a nervous wreck, he was a nervous wreck, particularly when he told me it was the most nervous he'd been since the tunnel at Euro 96. And I remember the producer, Scott, said, just take him away, he's exhausting, take him away. So about an hour before we did our first ever Monday Night Football, Man City Swansea, we went for a walk around the studios and there was a cricket net, would you believe? Like a cricket net for people to enjoy. And Gary was a brilliant cricketer. And he went in this cricket net an hour before we did our first Monday Night Football. He was facing balls like 90 miles an hour, whistling round his head. He didn't bat an eyelid. And I was thinking, oh my God, an hour before our first Monday Night Football, my co-presenter is nearly having his head knocked off in a cricket net. So after that, we always changed it. And we always went for a walk together and went through the show. No more cricket nets getting ready. So I don't do that anymore. But I think as long as you feel ready, anyone who suffers from nerves, and I'll be nervous today. If you're not nervous, something's wrong. So we're about 10 minutes or so from the track. We stay locally, which is a big thing with ITV. And I've talked about the team bonding and so on. And then we've got an unbelievable team for this day. You know, on a big day like this, you want a strong team, and we've got myself, Francesca, Jason and Adele on the podium. Ollie's going to be very busy. He's going behind the scenes with James Doyle this afternoon. Matt Chapman around the paddock is absolutely sensational. He will never stop today. We've got Richard commentating. Luke Harvey, even on a big flat day like this, is probably my first name on the team sheet, really. I just think he's so good. And two of the highlights of this season would be, even amongst the brilliant racing, would be the chicken wing at York. Seems like a long time ago at the Dante meeting that had millions and millions of views, more views than any horse race we've shown, which says a lot. And then, of course, and I'm going to use it today, I don't know where, but the swimming pool at Royal Ascot. It's the 7 furlong starts, which we don't have today, which is a shame. I might use something, I've got something up my sleeve ahead of the Balmoral, the last race at 1 o'clock, because, you know, once the big race out the way, we can lighten it a bit. You've always got to remember knowing your audience. But the real X factor today is the fact we've got Ruby Walsh with us. And Ruby is so similar to working with Gary Neville. I saw him at breakfast today and we got loads of ideas. He's the one I'm going to go to about the dust up between Gosden and O'Brien. And his analysis in the analysis hub is just takes things to a different level, I think. And he's got some ideas up his sleeve ahead of the races, but it's after the races that he comes into his own. And we can now help him now with the new technology, drones and so on. And Ascot are fantastic at helping us with that. So the drone footage today should be really cool because we're always trying to move things forward, come up with new innovative ideas. Now here's the centre of Bracknell. This is where we often go for dinner. Wagamama all day long. And do you know what? We once went, it was during Royal Ascot, best dressed man in racing, Brian Gleeson. And I said to him, he said, where are we eating tonight? I said, Brian, I'm going to take you to a Pan-Asian, whatever you'd call, Wagamama's. And Brian thought, God, this sounds amazing. So he put on his best Gucci's. He's got a different pair of shoes for each time of the day, Brian. He put on his evening Gucci's and his blazer with gold buttons, thinking Ed's taking me to a great restaurant. Off we went. And I remember it so well because we actually stopped at a betting shop and backed Sam Crow to win. It was June or whenever it was. And we backed Sam Crow to win at Cheltenham the following March, which he did, which was great. And then got to the restaurant and Brian, you could see he was a bit surprised. And then, would you believe, guess what he asked for? He asked for the wine list. He asked for the wine list in Wagamama's. Right, arriving in the car park. Two of the most important men on the racecourse, the car park attendants here. You need them on side, particularly for Ascot. See if he's got a tip for me. Morning, Maestro. How are you?
Hey, boss, how are you?
Who do you fancy today?
Oh, I don't know. You're the expert.
Oh, I'm not the expert. I'm the worst tipster in the world.
So
You can watch it later. I hope you enjoy it. We're on air. You don't want it all. We're on air for 4.5 hours today.
Are you really?
Yeah. I've backed Wardar and the Fillies and Mares.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Where do you want me? This man is always one of the most happy in the world. Here he is. The ray of sunshine as we arrive at Ascot.
Oh, that's what we got to be.
Happy Champions Day. How are you?
Lovely. Enjoy the day.
Hope to see you later. Right, we've made it. We're at Ascot on Champions Day morning. It's just after 9 o'clock, in perfect time, so need to head in and watch the opening show. Morning.
Check your bag as well.
Yeah.
So,
I was waiting furiously at you were shouting to Catherine. She's the best in the business, our Loz. Made even better by this. How cool is that? Who is it? Enable?
It's Lauren's.
Lauren's a good shout. She's called Lauren. Poor thing trying to polish a turd. Can't be the easiest.
What's your opening
If there was a
line today?
voiceover, on MasterChef, it would be now Lauren faces her toughest task. It's Ed in the makeup chair. What do you say about today?
What's your opening line?
We always rehearse my opening line in here. So my opening line is on track, and I'm going to say Champions Day started in 2011. Frankel lit up Ascot that day, but this has to be the best card this day has ever had. In fact, most people are saying this is the best lineup we've had of any race day in Europe this year. And she says nothing. Hopefully it's all right. Normally she gives the thumbs up, but
All right to me.
transformation complete. Adrian getting me mic'd up. This is Lawsy. Head of sound or deputy head of sound?
I work my way up. I'm working my way down.
Normally, Adele, in these situations, you're normally putting your bets on, aren't you, when you're phone and sound? Have you done it?
I literally was trying to get on the Wi-Fi to do my first one, and then
What's your first one?
Trawlerman, and I've doubled them up.
Adele, it's about 1 to 2 or something. Good luck. All right? Found all right? Okay, about an hour to we're on air. You can really feel the buzz about the place. Come and see my home for the day. I haven't got any sweets in there yet, by the way. A couple of people I want to introduce you to. This is my base. So my base, hence earpiece in left ear, and my mic will be on my left lapel here because I'll be looking left a lot. Come and meet my two friends. So much information comes through my earpiece here because out the back there are two enormous trucks worth millions of pounds, and I listen to the director who's in charge of what you see at home, the director's assistant who's counting in my ear all the time. Timings are so important. And the editor or producer who's in charge of the content. And they tell me, particularly the director, which camera to look at. Camera 3 here, operated by the biggest Duran fan in the world. He won't smile while I'm talking about him. But they're the 3 cameras I use. And these lights are bright as anything to light up. That's why you wear makeup, because these lights are so incredibly bright. Oh, that was Champions Day. It was madness. Most important thing now, take the makeup off. You don't want to go on the presenter's secrets. Definitely don't want to go into a garage with makeup on, the bright lights on the way home. And I started the day by saying our job is to tell stories.
getting the story right. What was the story today? My goodness, my head is absolutely full of scrambled egg after that. What's the headline story? It could be Calandagan winning the Champions Stakes. I think that should be the top story. Kalpana, she was brilliant. Back-to-back fillies and mares. No one's done that on Champions Day before. And then you had the brilliant unpredictability of sport in that we had a 100-to-1 winner and a 200-to-1 winner. I've never presented a show with a 200-to-1 winner before. That's why we love sport. It is so unpredictable. That's mad. Cicero's gift, where did that come from? Delighted for Richard Fahey. He needed that win with Powerful Glory. And one of only 2 non-geldings, I think, to win today. The other was Kalpana. She's a girl, which is very strange. Delighted for Richard Fahey. Thrilled for Jamie Spencer. He was very emotional afterwards. I sense he doesn't think he's going to have too many more big days in the saddle, Jamie Spencer. So that was really emotional. And I'm going to think all the way home, did we get the story right? I hope we did. I think Calandagan's probably the headline story to round off the flat season. That was the flat season. Jumping next week. I hope you enjoyed coming behind the scenes with me. How lucky am I to do this job? Magnificent horses, amazing places like this. Every week is different. The crowd today, over 30,000, were brilliant. What an atmosphere. And I'm absolutely knackered.